The Exorcist, 1973. Back in the 1970s, this movie didn't just scare people, it shut down theaters. Audiences fainted, ran out mid-screening, and some even claimed they felt cursed just by watching it. The story follows Regan, a normal 12-year-old girl who suddenly starts acting strange. At first, it's small things, odd behavior, strange voices, but soon her body contorts in unnatural ways. Her voice becomes deep and guttural, and objects move on their own. Doctors and psychiatrists fail to explain it, leaving only one terrifying possibility: she's possessed. Unlike modern horror, The Exorcist doesn't rush to scare you, it builds unbearable tension, making you feel trapped in this nightmare. The sound design alone is enough to haunt your dreams, and the quiet moments feel just as disturbing as the loud ones. Even if you don't believe in demons, this movie will make you second-guess sleeping alone. Possession, 1981. Some breakups end in slammed doors. This one ends in tentacle horrors, screaming matches from another dimension, and a complete meltdown of reality. A husband notices his wife acting strange. Not the usual "I need space" strange, but something unholy is lurking beneath her skin strange. The more he digs, the more things spiral into madness, hysteria, and something slimy lurking in the shadows. The performances aren't just intense, they feel possessed in their own right. Isabella Gianni delivers one of the most unhinged breakdowns ever put on film, especially in that subway scene where her emotions erupt into something so chaotic, it feels like the screen itself might crack. By the end, you're not even sure what you just watched: a horror movie, an art film, or some kind of cinematic exorcism. But one thing is certain, you'll never shake this one off. Threads, 1984. Most nuclear war movies show explosions and action. Threads shows what happens after, and it's far worse. The movie starts with normal life in Britain, but slowly, global tensions rise. People ignore the news, thinking nothing will happen, until it does. The bomb drops, the flash comes, and in seconds, civilization is gone. There's no hero, no escape, no last-minute solution. Just panic, sickness, starvation, and complete collapse. Survivors, if you can call them that, they're barely human by the end. Cities turn to ash, food disappears, and people slowly lose their minds and bodies to radiation. Decades later, the last generation is mute, broken, and living in total darkness. There's no comfort in Threads, no moment of hope, just 2 hours of slow, inevitable human extinction. And the worst part? Everything in this movie is based on real-world nuclear predictions. Come and See, 1985. Most war movies give you heroes, victories, and patriotic speeches. Come and See gives you trauma, devastation, and the slow destruction of a child's soul. We follow a teenage boy who eagerly joins the resistance, thinking he's about to fight for something noble. But the war he finds is nothing like he imagined. As the movie unfolds, his excitement is stripped away piece by piece. His face, once full of hope, slowly transforms into a hollow, lifeless stare. The violence isn't exaggerated. It feels real, inescapable, and disturbingly casual. Villages burn, innocent people suffer, and by the end, the boy looks like he has aged 50 years in just 2 hours. The disturbing part? It doesn't let you look away. There's no comforting moment, no escape, just the crushing weight of war. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. 1986. Most horror movies give you a masked killer, a tragic backstory, and a final showdown. Henry gives you none of that. Just a man, walking through life, destroying people like it's nothing special. No suspenseful music, no dramatic lighting, just casual, quiet evil. And that's what makes it terrifying. It feels real. There's no pattern to his crimes, no grand motive, just violence as routine as morning coffee. The film never gives you a safe distance from him. You're stuck, watching, as if you're right there in the same room, breathing the same air. And when it's over, there's no sense of relief, just the horrifying thought that there are real Henrys out there blending into crowds, unnoticed. This isn't just a horror movie, it's a reminder that the scariest monsters don't wear masks. They just walk past you on the street. The Human Centipede, 2009. Science has given us many great things: electricity, airplanes, pizza delivery, and then there's this. A surgeon, clearly bored with normal medical procedures, decides to combine 3 unfortunate people into one continuous digestive system. Because, and why not? Instead of researching cures for diseases, he's busy creating the world's most nightmarish conga line. This is one of those movies that nobody actually enjoys. People just watch it to see if it's really as bad as they've heard. And oh, it is. It's not about gore or monsters, but something much worse. An idea so disturbing that it sticks in your head forever. There's no deep message here, no hidden symbolism. Just pure nightmare fuel. If you ever need a reason to double-check where your road trip takes you, let this be it. A Serbian Film, 2010. Some movies test your limits. A Serbian film obliterates them, sets them on fire, and then asks if you're still watching. What starts as a washed-up actor taking one last job quickly spirals into a never-ending descent into pure, unfiltered depravity. Every time you think it can't possibly go further, it laughs in your face and kicks the horror up another level. This isn't just disturbing, it feels designed to break the audience. There's no escape, no relief, just scene after scene of escalating insanity until you're left wondering why this movie even exists. It's not horror in the way you expect. No ghosts, no monsters, just humanity at its absolute worst. And that's what makes it terrifying, because at the end of the day, you can turn the movie off, but you'll never really get it out of your head. I Saw the Devil, 2010. Revenge stories usually have a breaking point. I Saw the Devil doesn't believe in stopping. A detective tracks down the man who destroyed his life, but instead of ending it cleanly, he stretches the suffering out like a slow, painful symphony. He catches him, hurts him, lets him go, then does it all over again. At first it feels justified. You want to see justice, but as the movie unfolds it becomes clear. Revenge isn't justice, it's a transformation. The detective, once the hero, starts looking less like a man and more like the thing he's chasing. The violence is visceral, the tension is suffocating, and by the time it's over, there's no relief, just a cold, empty feeling where satisfaction should be. Because in this movie, revenge isn't sweet, it's poison. Green Room, 2015. A punk band thinks they're playing just another dive bar. Cheap drinks, a rowdy crowd, nothing unusual. Then they realize they're in the wrong place, at the wrong time, and suddenly the doors lock. The audience? A group of skinheads who don't plan on letting them leave alive. This isn't some over-the-top action flick where the heroes miraculously fight their way out. This is panic, desperation, and survival at its rawest. Every choice matters. Every mistake is fatal. And the violence? It's not stylized. It's messy, brutal, and way too real. And just when you think it can't get worse, Patrick Stewart, yes, that Patrick Stewart, shows up as one of the coldest, most terrifying villains in recent memory. Green Room isn't just scary because of what happens. It's scary because it feels like something that could actually happen. And that's what lingers long after the credits roll. Hereditary, 2018. Some horror movies jump out and scream in your face. Hereditary just sits quietly in the corner, watching you, waiting, until it finally rips the floor out from under you. It starts small, a family grieving, trying to move on, but something feels off. Like there's a hidden force pulling the strings, and the more you notice, the worse it gets. This isn't about cheap jump scares. It's about the kind of horror that burrows deep into your brain. Even when nothing is happening, it feels like something is about to. And when it finally does, it doesn't stop. One shocking moment leads to another and another until suddenly you're trapped in pure nightmare territory. By the time it's over, you're not just scared, you're haunted. This movie doesn't just end when the credits roll, it lingers, it follows you home, and it stays.